Woof.
So I want to show you two things that I've got here. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to talk about Santa gifts and ship lists and all this kind of stuff. And what I'm going to talk about what I recommend to do and some tricks for your Santa containers and different things. So, and part of this will depend on whether you're a veteran player that's got most of the ships and only lacks a few of the premiums like I do. I'm only missing 15 of what's on the Santa list. Or if you're a newer player that doesn't have a lot, like on my alt accounts or on any of you that are newer players that don't have a lot, and a way to maximize your bang for your buck on your ships. So this is a list that I made recently. It's just a ship list, and I'm still working on properly populating out part of it. But what I did is I used the ship tool, and you've seen me use this, the shiptool.st website, and I grabbed and dumped all of the ship data into a spreadsheet. Starting at tier 10, you can see it goes down and all this, and I've got it color coded for what ships I have and don't have or am about to get. So I've got, if it's green, I have it. If it's orange, I know I'm about to get it. If it's blue, it's a test ship that's not out yet. If it's white, I've never had it and don't have a plan to get it immediately. If it's a yellow ship, it's a ship that I used to own but don't anymore, and that I may end up buying again. So I've got this thing set up. I've got a snowflake column. So this is what I can do. I've got a snowflake column in here. Then I've also got columns for how you can pick up these ships, whether it's, if it's a tech tree ship, it's here. So it's XP and credits. Then you've got a column for steel ships, coal, doubloons, dollars. And some of these are available for multiple items like coal, doubloons, and dollars. If you're available for steel, that's pretty much the only way. Bureau is typically the only way. You have a couple of free XP ships, maybe dockyard ships. You have ships that you got from a campaign or reward, like Shinanome's one. There's a campaign that you can get it from. And then you got events, which to me would be like the B ships, like Turpitz B, Kaga B, all that stuff. Then you got a column for remove ships. But what we're going to do is I marked for 2022 snowflake ships. I marked everything with a snowflake with an X. Or in this case, it's festive gifts, they're calling it now. So we're going to sort out for that. So on my ship list, we can see just the snowflake ships. So here is your snowflake ships, and I've marked in orange what I don't have. So there you can see Kamikaze R will probably be the last one that'll pop up, most likely, since it's a rare. But what you can see whenever I go up this list, when I get all the way up here, there's 172 ships. And I actually did, if you are familiar with spreadsheets, I don't know if you are or not, I actually did a pivot table. Let's blow this thing up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is a pivot table that you can run. There's a really powerful tool. If you haven't tried it, learn how to do it in Excel. I'm not a master at it by any means, but I can use it good enough to get into trouble. But what this is this shows within just the snowflakes, which I have put a filter in for the snowflake ships. It shows by tier and by ship type what there is. So you can see if you look at the totals, there's 172 snowflake ships. There's 54 battleships, 61 cruisers, 13 carriers, and 44 destroyers. And when you look at the tiers, you can see, like on the battleships, how many there is at each tier. 6 tier 5 battleships, 9 at tier 6, 12 at tier 7. You can get an idea of what there is. At CVs, there's 3 at tier 6, 8 at tier 8, 2 at tier 10. You can see for DDs. And I can take this thing and I can just sort it out however in the heck that I want to do it. I can Oh, what could I do? I could do this. I could say, let's see what nations there are. So I can pull a nation down here, class, and I can look by nation, what ships we have of the 172 and what tiers and all that. So in this case, you can see the big winner is USA. There's 35 US ships with the snowflakes, 24 Russian, 22 German, 21 Japan and British, 15 French ships. There's 7 Pan Asians, 5 each of Commonwealth and Europe, and a smattering of other ones. So it's just a powerful tool. But I have it set up for the class just so I can see. Just it was a quick way for me to see what was out there. So anyway, that is my. That is basically my NA ship list, which is now sorted for snowflakes. So, a couple things I want to talk about. Let's talk about the snowflakes. So you can see the ships I don't have. I don't have Malta, Alvaro, Wami, Carnot, Dalian, Anhalt, San Diego, Aquila, Hornet, Chikhalov. I have the Chikhalov B. And I don't have Kamikaze R. You'll notice I do have Fujin and Kamikaze. I think they probably both came from Santa crates. So I'm going to my other spreadsheet now. And what this spreadsheet is, let's see if we can blow that up. One more time. Is that going to be too much? I don't think so. All right. No, this is just about perfect. So this is laid out to show for Santa, and I got to go over to the left here. Let's get this thing done right. Let's get it done up right. Here we go. So this thing is set up to show for Santa's gift. This is the regular Santa's gift. And I've got an entry point for if you want to buy the 20 or the 8 or the 1, you can put that in here. I've got it set up to show if you bought the pack of 20 of these, which would cost $17.99 US or 4,500 dubs. I've got it set to show kind of a cost curve on what you would buy. Most people are with the Santa gifts are concerned about how many ships you're getting. And that's what I'm focusing on here. And we're going to look at. But here are all the different Santa gifts that you can get. The amount that gift composed of, like if you get a dubs drop, it's 500 dubs. If you get a signal, it's 25. The blue, blue economic bonuses are 3. The green economic bonuses are 12. You can get a port slot, which is pretty nice. You can get camos. Elite Commander XP and credits. These are new for the year. Elite Commander XP and credits are new, and I actually don't mind that myself. Here are the drop rates that were published for all of these. Adds up to 100%. So I'm basing on 20 of these. How many hits will you get on each one of these items? So you can see from a ship standpoint, you're going to hit a half a ship. What that means is you'd have to buy 40 of these to theoretically get one ship because of the drop rate of 2.5%. So what you do is you look at the price. This is $18, $17.99. So if you had to buy 40 of these, that means you'd be paying an average of about $35.98 per ship, or in this case around 9,000 dubs per ship. So that's on the Santa's gift side. And then you can see, if you're wanting to go for premium, and honestly, I don't want to hit premium at all on my main account. I don't need any premium account. I've already got 2.5 years of premium. I don't need any more because I keep getting it and I don't want it. But you can look and see, well, what's cheap, what's expensive, how much is it? If I go down to the next item, here is your Santa's big gift. And there we go. So here's Santa's big gift. Now there's a little bit less selection of items here. In this, you don't get port slots You get blue bonuses. You get signals. You can still get ships premium days, which is 90 now instead of, I think, 30. Yeah, which you get 90 instead of 30. You can get 75 of a signal, 1,500 dubs, 15 camos, 7,500 coal, 60,000 elite commander, or 1.35 million credits. So if you look at the drop rate for the ship, and again, we're focusing on the ship, you get 9%. So that means if you get 20 of these for $48, every 20 of these, you're likely to drop 1.8 ships. You could say, well, what if I bought the 8-pack? I'd put in the price of the 8-pack, and then I would put in whatever the cost is. And I think, oh, it looks like I got some coding issues here. This should be actually $C$27 here. Look at this. I just found a coding error, I should say. Let's fix that. So yeah, there's your coding error. But anyway, that's how you can change this to basically do what you want with it, the way I've got it set up. And I did mention earlier that if you're buying these on an EU account, they're cheaper in US dollars. See, this is $47.99. On EU, it's $43.32. A little cheaper. But getting down to what you've really got here, with this 9% drop rate, you're getting about 1.8 ships per 20 containers at $48. So you're getting about, 1.8 ships per $48, which comes out to $26.66 per ship that you would theoretically be putting out there. Now that doesn't include this other stuff. You're getting other stuff too, so don't forget that. But if you only considered the money you're spending and the amount of ships you're getting, that would be your average dollars per ship if you're buying these. Now going to the Santa's mega gifts. Well, let me do this before we go there. Earlier today on my EU account and on my Alt-NA account, I went out and I bought 20 of the Santa's big gifts. And you can see what the drops were right here for my, let me move this over a tad. You can see what the drops were on the EU. I got 2 ships, which is slightly above the average. That's a 10% rate, so I was slightly above. We got some signals. We hit those, 7 times. We hit camos a couple times, which who cares? We'll sell those. We hit these blue ship XP bonuses, which are nice. We hit blue free XP. We hit commander XP and credits twice each, which was great. And then over on my NA account, I hit 4 ships off of that. So that's way above the drop rate. So that was a really good set of containers. We actually hit 90 premium days once. We hit signals 3 times, and then you can see camos once. All the credits once, and 2 are the economic boosts. We hit elite commander experience twice, and we hit credits 4 times. That gave me something like 5.4 million credits or something like that. So that was a superb 20 containers on NA. So that just gives you an idea of what I did there. So if you don't want to spend too much money and you want a chance to get at least 2 ships, that's not a bad deal. So this one comes somewhat recommended. The other thing is there's a few things here. If you're a newer player, these signals can be pretty important. So you don't get those in the mega here. In the mega, you don't get any of that stuff. You have a chance to get, you still can get ships. 180 days of premium, which is nice, but you can get the red or the blue economic boosters. You can get doubloons, camos, and coal, and still Elite Commander XP and credits. Now, with the drop rate now is up to 16% on ships. So that means for 20 of these that you buy for $75 basically, you'd get 3.2 ships is what you would end up with. So, 3.2 ships for $75. That's $23.43 per ship is what you would be averaging. Now, again, that would be that much per ship plus whatever other stuff you got. So, in my case, I bought this once on my main account. Yes, at Christmas time is the one time I really do a little bit of whaling on warships. I do that at Christmas time, typically. And I don't have high Christmas expenditures. I don't spend like tons of money on Christmas, so I'm good to spend a little bit of money on the game there. But you can see what I got earlier today. Now, I had a weird snag. I hit, when I first started opening my 20 containers, I opened these one at the time. The other ones I opened all at once, but I opened these one at the time. And I hit one of the blue commander economic bonuses. Then I hit, like, say, the blue free XP. Then I hit the blue commander bonus 5 times in a row, and I was starting to get really worried that this thing was broken. And then it changed, and I got other stuff. But at the end of the day, I got 2 ships out of this, which is below average. Should have got, if I'm average, you should be getting 3. But doesn't mean you might get 0. You might get 1. You might get 6. It can happen. You'll see all kinds of different things happen. But I only got 2. So I got kind of, that one feels kind of gypped. And that seemed a little bugged when I got hit 5 of these blue commander things in a row and hit 6 out of 7 in a row. Actually 7 out of 7 blues, with 6 of them being the commander XP. But anyway, that's kind of what we got. So just to celebrate, I got my little friend here. See this Santa Claus? I didn't get as many ships as I wanted, so this is a special Santa Claus, and this is what he said when I didn't get as many ships as I wanted.
That's all you're getting this Christmas.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, it almost looks like his middle finger's up. Yeah, it's not, but that's what it looks like. So anyway, that's what we got. And so if I'm looking at this from a recommendation, depending on how much of your wallet you're willing to throw at things at Christmas, what I'm saying is, this is your best bang for the buck. Is to basically be spending $23.43 per ship on average. This is not bad, so nothing wrong with the big gifts, and these may be a little bit more beneficial in some ways to newer players because you're getting signals, which can be real important. But here you're also getting both red and blue credit bonuses. And I'm going to tell you, these red credit bonuses, if you're not using them, they are worth a ton of credits. Especially, I think the free XP ones are worth like $200 and some thousand or credits a piece. And if you have a lot of those, you can churn up a lot of credits if that's what you need. So I'm just putting that out there. But now here's the trick I want to show you. So using this $23 to $26 range as our bogey, our average of what we're going to pay for premium ships. Well, now here's where the caveat is. if you're a player that's been around a while and you've got most of the ships, and you're like me, maybe you have a handful of ships, 5, 10, 20 that you don't have, something like that. There's, like I said, there was 15, I think, that I don't have. All of the ships I don't have are going to be tier 7 to tier 10. So that means the value of the ships that I'm getting is going to be a lot more valuable than a newer player that doesn't have many premium ships, that's going to probably get a lot of tier 5s and 6s and 7s out of their containers. So you can see where I'm going with this. So one thing that I would recommend to potentially do, and this is where we're going to go here to the warships page, and I'm going to go over to, I think I want to go to the armory, maybe. No, the armory is not going to be the correct place, and the reason I say that, it's going to have things in doubloons. So no, let's go over to the premium shop. This is what we want, and this is what I want to show you. And this will answer Dead Golf's question about the rough costs. Because what you do, if you look at the ships, and I'm just going to filter out for tier 5 and 6 because most everything else will be above that range. But if you filter out for tier 5 and 6 and we go down near the bottom, you'll have special offers on your account. I mean, so look, Marblehead Lima, you're going to get that out of a container, and that's going to be a bit of a jip. Whatever, you know, it's going to be a bit of a jip. That's $9. Texas is $10. Huang Hei's $10. You know, you got Rio is $21. Ahotnik, Krasny Krim, Murmansk, Marblehead, all these are $12-13. Hill and Sirocco are $15. Kirov and Anshan are $16 and $17. Yahagi might be tier 4, I can't remember. But Exeter, Molotov and Gallant, you see, all these are running well under that $23 bogey. So, you know, you'd be better off, instead of spending $75 on the crates, which are probably going to give you a lot of these ships, you might be better served to start off and take $75 and buy a bunch of these tier 5 ships. And then what'll happen is, now when you get Santa crates, you're going to end up getting tier 6s and 7s and higher instead of tier 5s. If you can, you know, if you want to spend some money, you just need to consider that. I'm not saying it's necessarily the best thing for you, because when you get these ships, you do have the chance of getting the rare ones and all of that stuff. So, but that'll give you an idea. I mean, especially these really cheap ones, like, you know, the Huang He's not a bad ship. Texas is not bad. And Marblehead is what it is. But you get the idea. These are really cheap. You're better off buying those outright than spending your money on these containers and spending $23 to $26 a piece on average for $10 and $12 ships. So that's all I'm saying, is consider what you could do with $75. You could buy, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 7 ships with that. Now, again, they're all tier 5s, but just something you need to consider and look at. Till you get up to the $23 range and $26 range. I mean, you look at all these ships you can buy for under that. You get up to where you're here, where you're at the tier 6 cruisers, tier 6 carrier cruisers. Now you're up in that range, $23, $27. So, you know, that's where I'm going with this, is be careful what you do, and think about how you're spending. You need to understand how much money you're willing to spend. If you're just willing, like if you say, I just want to spend less than $100, maybe you buy 40 of the Santa's big gift containers and just get whatever ships you get. You might get a freaking kamikaze out of it. It's possible. You're likely to get some tier 5s and a tier 7 and that type thing. But it's kind of one of those, I don't know if you'd say laws of diminishing return, but basically the more premium ships you have, the more likely you are to get higher tier ships. And the more, the more value it is to get these containers. So that's all I wanted to say. So what I want to do now is, for science, as I call it, I want to go. Actually, I want to do two things. First off, this is another strategy that I'm using. So the coupons came out today. If you have steel and coal and want to buy ships, the coupons came out. Well, here's what my plan is. I'll buy enough Santa containers to end up getting the 15 ships that I don't have, most likely. Plus, I'll be earning them. Don't forget that for your tier 10 ships, you're going to earn these things. So how many tier 10 ships do I have? See, Darian's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 times 4. So that's basically the amount of tier 10. So that's what, 52, 53 ships, something like that at tier 10. So you'll earn these festive rewards and you can get these Santa Mega or Big or the regular Santa gifts of these. So the regular Santa gifts are 1 token apiece, so I could get 53 of those. The other Santa gifts are 3 apiece for the big gifts, so divide 53 by 3, and then the others are 5 apiece, so divide 53 by 5. If there's 53, I could get 10 of the Santa Mega gifts and have 3 left over to get 1 of the big gifts, which is probably what I'll do. And then I'll see if I get any ships out of those. And we'll work from there. So I don't want to do too much gift buying until I grind some of these tier 10s down, basically. So there's that. The other thing is some other strategy. Like I'm going to go to the armory. The coupons are out. So let's show you this. We're going to go to the ships. So if I go up here and look at my coupons, we got the resource coupons out. And we got the other resource, your coal or steel ships. Well, I can already tell you, I have enough steel with this coupon, unless I miscalculated something, that we can buy a ship. And that ship, now I might have miscalculated. Let's find out. It's going to be the Bourgogne, but I might be just a tiny bit behind. Let's find out. No, it's 22,500, and I'm just 200 off. So I'm going to be buying the Bourgogne as soon as we get that. So there's that. Let me look back and see. I've got some rewards here. Can I deselect my rewards and take it off the tier 9 stuff? Yeah, sure we can. We can do something like that. There's 75 steel. Sure. And so that's the other thing to keep in mind. All of your tier 8 and 9 ships will give you 75 steel as you get these rewards. So let's go back to the armory. And here's the other strategy that I had. So, on my coal ships, so I have enough coal right now to buy any of the ships that I don't have. Well, if I look up my list, so you see there's Malta, Tromp, Alvaro de Bazan, Carnot, and Iwami. Well, if I look up my ship list here, and I compare that, let's move this over here, you can see Hey, that didn't do right. There we go. Malta is in the Santa ships, or is in the Santa crates. Alvaro is in there. Iwami's in there. Carnot's in there. So there's no reason for me to buy these if I'm going to potentially get them out of Santa crates. And I mean, I will. The other thing to keep in mind is when it rolls the ship you get, if you only have 2 ships that's on the list, that's on the entire Santa list that you don't have, it'll just keep going until it gives you one of those 2 ships. You'll get one of those 2. You'll if it rolls a ship for you, you will get a ship you don't have. It will not try to give you a copy of a ship you already have and say, well, you've already got that, so here's some doubloons. It will not do that. It will go until it will give you a ship you don't have. So if there's only 2 ships you don't have, you'll get one of those when you hit a premium ship, which is nice. Well, the Trompe is the one ship, it's not on the Santa list. So these ships are coming out of the Santa crates. So I'm buying the Trompe. So there you go. As a matter of fact, we're going to purchase the thing right now. We are not going to use the coupon because I need the coupon. As a matter of fact, we're not going to buy the Trompe yet because I don't want to screw up the coupon. I accidentally screwed one up one year and ended up buying a coal ship when I was wanting to buy a steel ship, and then I had to wait. So we're not doing that this year. I'm going to wait until I buy the Bourgogne when I get a little bit more steel, and then we are going to go and get that, and then we'll come back and get the Trompe. But just to give you an idea of some strategies that you can employ, there's that. So what we need to do now is bear with me. I'm going to go over to my chatting screen while I go and purchase containers. Woof. And we're going to open them on stream. So here we go. Go over to the premium shop. And we want 20 of the mega containers. So we're going to purchase those. Now, if anybody would rather see me open them one at a time or all at one time, let me know. I'm very possibly going to open them all at one time. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Dead Golf. We're going to open them all at once. Okay, so the purchase of the megas is done. And I'm going to move my spreadsheet over to the side because I am going to be recording on that bad boy whenever I get those. So this is megas. So you'll have to bear with me as I'm recording. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go back over. Woof. All right, and here we are again. Now, we have our 20 mega containers. And by the way, I do have to emphasize that the channel points to block a box opening are not valid at this time. So don't spend your channel points to try and block a box because we're doing this for science. No other reason. Science. So I want to open all these at the same time, and we're going to see what kind of hit rate. See this? Got this nice little red gingerbread house, and they're different colors for the big gift and the small gift. But this is the megas. Got 20 of them. We're going to open them all. Let's see what we get. Now, okay, we made up for the ship hits that time. Now, great. We're hitting the tier 8s. So what did we hit? We hit the Aquila. We hit the Chikhalov. That's nice. Chikhalov's a good boat. From a carrier perspective, we hit the Anhalt. We're going to have a lot of new boats to play on stream, but we're also going to have to spend a crap ton of credits to be able to outfit these boys. We hit the San Diego, interesting boat, and we hit the S-189, which I'm not really interested in, but whatever. Now, so that's 5 ships we hit, so that's a bit above average, so we're pretty stoked about that. That's awesome. 37,500 coal. That means we hit that 3 times. So we hit the coal drop 3 times. Awesome. 200,000 Commander XP or Elite Commander XP. So we hit that twice. What do we got for credits? 2,225,000. So we hit that once. We got 20 of the blue credit. And you know what? I can actually probably... it's not, I don't think it's going to work out, but I'll bring it back up on the screen in a second. But we got 20 of the blue credit bonuses. And that means we would have hit that once. We got 7 of the red ship XP bonuses, which means we hit it once. Okay. We got 60 of the blue ship XP bonuses, which means we hit that 3 times. Okay. We got 20 of the commander bonuses, which means we hit it twice. And we got 60 of the blue free XP bonuses, which means we hit that 3 times. And that should equal out to 20, right? Wait a minute, I got 21. So what am I missing? 3. I think I got something wrong. No, we only hit... we only hit the commander bonuses once. That's the one I messed up. So, okay. We only hit this once. We hit this 3 and that 3. So, there you go. There's our 20. So, here's what we'll do. I'm going to bring my spreadsheet back up on the screen and you can see what I'm talking about. Let's bring this back up. And here you can see over here is what we hit. So this time we got a little bit better of smattering of stuff. 3.2 average on this, and we hit 5. The first time we hit 2. So if you average those out, that's 3.5, and that's really close to average. So it made up for the first one. You can look at some of the other hits we've had. You know, the 7% hit rate on coal. We hit that 3 times that time, and that's awesome. I want coal. We've hit Commander XP and credits twice. We hit the a lot of the blue things. We haven't hit too many of the red, but these are only a 2% drop rate. And thankfully, we've avoided the premium, which I don't want. So you get the idea now. And here's my list of ships I don't have. Try to, you know, I'm an engineer, so I'm a numbers geek. I do all this by that. So I've marked earlier today when I dropped my drops, I got the FR25 and the Collingwood. There's the 7 boats I've got, and now there's 8 that I don't have. So hopefully a couple more sets of these, maybe, and the 10 that I'll get from playing boats, which I'm going to do first, and we'll have everything we like. So that would possibly work, Dead Golf. I mean, the big thing is that theoretically you would be getting less ships. In other words, you see the hit rate, you go from an average of 1.8, you know, your drop rate goes from 9 to 16. It's almost double the drop rate for nowhere near double the price. So the price goes up, what, 20? Yes, it's about 50, roughly 50% more for the price, but you almost double the ship drop rate. So, like I said, you're paying less per ship. Theoretically, you should get more tier 5 ships from the megas. The other thing depends, do you really want to get signals, or would you rather have a chance to get red and blues? The other thing to consider is you're getting 2,500 dubs or 12,500 coal instead of 1,500 and 7,500. You're getting 100,000 elite commander and 2.25 million credits instead of 60,000 and 1.35. So the supporting cast is a lot bigger. So, you know, that's kind of, it depends. If your sole purpose is ships, which mine kind of is, it's nice to get the other stuff as well. But if the sole purpose is ships, then you're better off coming up with your strategy to say, okay, do I need to buy some of the tier 5s outright so that I'm paying a lot less for them than what my average is here? And then what do I do from there? And it's also whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm not advocating that anybody spend a dime of their hard-earned money on these unless they, number one, want to, and number two, have it. So be smart about it. You know, think about, I mean, if you got lots of money or you're single and you got a big disposable income because you don't have a wife and children and whatever to deal with, by all means, do whatever you're comfortable with. But if your finances are tight, I wouldn't recommend spending a lot of money or none. It can be that way. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so what I want to do now is we're going to buy 20 of the big gift containers, and we're going to see what happens with that. So let me knock my spreadsheet, let's pull that off the screen. And once again, I'm going to close this out. And look at this, because I have the Chickalov B, until December 31st, I can get doubloons by getting base XP playing the ships. I think I had that with the Kearsarge. So yeah, I want to do that and get my XP and get my reward. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you go into, where is this? If you go into combat missions, it'll be under Black Friday, and it's here where I've got like the Mines B and the Mines. I got the Chickalov and Chickalov B. I can earn 2,500 dubs by playing these and getting the base XP. So that's something I'll need to do. Now, let's go out to the chatting screen real quick. Woof. We'll go to the premium shop and purchase up those 20 big gift containers. And here it is, 20 big gift containers. Pow. And they are purchased. So, it's that easy. That easy to spend your money. Woof. Okay, so we are back now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over to the containers again. We're going to also open all at once and see if I get if I get at least 3 ships out of this, then it's a very limited amount of data. But I would love to hear anybody else if you have had experiences where you feel like you're getting more ships by opening all at once instead of individually. So let's get my spreadsheet ready for the big gifts, and we're going to open them all at once. So let's see what we get. Pow! Look at that. No ships. We got nothing. We got nothing.
That's all you're getting this Christmas.
Yeah, boy. There you have it. Well, let's see what we did get for these. We did get 30,000 coal. Wow, 30,000 coal? That means we hit that 4 times. That's good. We got 240 captain or elite commander XP, which means we hit that 4 times. Okay. 2.7 million credits. We hit the credit item twice. We got 20 of the blue credit economic bonus. So we hit that twice. We got 10 each of the ship and free XP credit bonus. So where is it? Ship. And that means 10 of the ship we hit 1 time, and 20 of the free XP hit that twice. Okay. We got 75 Victor Limas, which means we hit it once. We got 75 Sierra Mikes and 75 Sierra Bravos. We hit those once. That's Sierra Mikes right here. Sierra Bravos, which are hydro flags. So we hit that. And what is left? We got 30 camos, which means we hit that twice. Where's my camos? So we hit that twice. So there's our 20. So let's bring over the spreadsheet again. I'm going to show you what we've done now on 3 times. So see, this drop made up for the good drops I had earlier today. So see, we started out with 2 on an average of 2 ships on an average of 1.8, then 4, and now I got 0. So we've gotten 6 ships in 3 purchases. That's 2 per. We're right on target, just about right. We're just above target. So yeah, we're about where you'd expect to be. And then we've had hits on just about everything else except doubloons. That's about the only thing we haven't had a hit on this one. So there you go. If anybody else is collecting statistics on what they buy, again, I'd love to see it. Feel free to post it on the Tater Dawg Discord. Yeah, and that's it. On any given purchase of 20, you could get nothing, or you could get way over the average. But when you look at it, if you buy them several times, like say 5 times, if you did that 5 times, you're going to come out pretty close to average in general. It'll eventually average out. So if you buy it once and get gypped, there's a good chance it may make up for it next time. So that's kind of how that worked out. Now, limited data sets. I've only bought this 3 times and this 2 times, but you get the idea. What I'm not hitting a lot of is days of premium, which is fine, and the red credits, but they're also the lowest percentage. If you look at all these together, there's a 9% total chance in here. So, you know, you're likely to hit that once or twice, maybe a couple times during 20 of these. So you get the idea. You have to look at the drop rates and decide what's important to you. So there you have it. That is an opening of 20 of the mega containers and an opening of 20 of the big containers on stream for purposes of science. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see notifications of future videos, just ring the bell. Until next time, Tater Dawg says, woof.